Welcome. Welcome to class 4 math class. The chapter we are going to learn today is tick tick tick. The chapter deals with clock and time. You know, time is one of the most important factors in our life. Whether going to school or taking lunch or going to bed, all depends on time, and that's why it is very important for us to know read a clock. And in this chapter we will try to learn how to read a clock. So let's start. There are two types of clock nowadays. One, this type of clocks are called digital clock, and this type of clocks are called analog clock. And when digital clock is concerned, then it is very easy for us to read it, because this type of clocks shows time digitally. It means it shows the time numerically. But when analog clock is concerned, we have to depend on these three hands. We have to depend on the position of these three hands. So first of all, we need to know all these three hands. Look at this picture. This hand, the smallest hand, is called hour hand, and this hand is called minute hand, and the biggest hand, this one, is called second hand. And to read a clock, to know the time, we need to observe the position of all these hands, and we have to calculate the time. And only observing the positions of these three hands, we will be able to understand, or we will be able to read the time. But how? Let's try to know it. First of all, look at this picture. Here, this one is the hour hand, and its position is on 10. From here we can easily say that it is 10 o'clock now. Now we will just ignore the minute hands or the second hands. We will discuss it later, okay? But here in this picture you can see the position of the hour hand. Here the hour hand lies between 1 and 2. Then what is the time now? And if we ignore the minute hands only for now, then what should we say? It is 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock? Certainly it is, we will say 1 o'clock. Why? Because it lies between 1 and 2. We will say it is 2 o'clock only when this hour hand will cross 2. But in this case, this hour hand has not reached 2 yet, and that's why we will say it is 1 o'clock. Understood? Now let us consider the minute hands. As we have earlier known that it is 10. And let us consider the minute hands. Where the minute hand is? It lies between 1 and 2. Then can we say that it is 10, 1? No, we can't say, because when we'll consider these minute hands, we'll have to count these points, the smaller points. If we observe it carefully, then we will be able to see that from 12 to 1 there is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 points. In the same way, from 1 to 2 there will be 5 points. And when we'll consider the minute hands, we have to count 5 for each digit. As this minute hand is here, so it means 1 for 5, and it has crossed 3, it means 8. So it is, the time now is 10:08. In the same way, as we have known that it is not 2, rather it is 1 o'clock. So let us write 1. And now let us consider the minute hands. Where it is? It is here. The position is, the minute clock lies between 10 and 11. 10, it means, as we have known that we have to count each digit by 5. So from 12 to 1, 5, 1 to 2, 5, 2 to 3, 5. This way, from 10 it will be 50. And from 50 to here it is 4, which means it is 54. So we can say that the time is 10:54. So hope you have understood how to read this time in an analog clock. Let us try to solve the problem of Pampos and Shazia. Pampos and Shazia were discussing whose home is further from school. I have to walk for 5 minutes to reach school. I just walk for 2 minutes to school. Impossible. Your home is further from school. But I checked my watch. I start for school at 7 o'clock, and when I reach school, the minute hand points at 2. So, should not it be 2 minutes past 7 or 7 o'clock, 7:02? You are wrong. You reach school at 7:10. How? Can you see these thin lines between the numbers? Yes, so what? The minute hand moves across 10 lines after 12. So it is 10 minutes past 7 or 7:10. I start for school at 7 and I reach at 7:05. See, the minute hand moves across 5 lines. Here you can see in this clock the hour hand lies at the point 7 and the minute hand is in 1. 1 means here 5. But in this clock the hour hand is in 7 and the minute hand lies on the point 2. And you know, when minute hand is concerned, 2 implies for 10. So the time is 7:10. So that's all for today. Thank you. Have a nice day.